morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. I'm Jennifer Seifert, the host of Activate Your Prosperous Life Summit, and I'm live streaming this morning with the most beautiful people. I'm so grateful for them. Speakers from the summit, and we're sharing with you our wisdom, our thought leadership, our game-changing plans for the universe and the world and our lives and your lives. We're so grateful that you are streaming in and watching us and watching the replay and commenting, and that helps us to engage with you. We're going to come back to these comments. So while you're watching, if there's something that really intrigues you, tag one of these speakers that you're commenting directly to them on any of the posts that you're watching, and they'll come back and connect with you. So grateful for you. I'm going to go around the room here, and Linda's right beside me here. We're talking about gratitude today. We're talking about why is gratitude a power move in prosperity? How does it amplify prosperity? And I want to hear Linda's opinion of why she thinks gratitude is a power move in prosperity. And Linda, also tell the audience a little bit about yourself too.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I help people have the breakthroughs they want and need by teaching them how to understand and master their own energy and how energy around them affects them. Gratitude, for me, I think, you know, it's very easy to be grateful for everything that's going well and for all the lovely things, and we can keep a gratitude journal, and that's beautiful. That's an incredibly powerful thing to do. One of the things that really changed everything for me, I think, and put me at that really much higher frequency was when I learned the power of being grateful for the painful stuff, for the difficult situations, for things that weren't going well. Because when you're in pain, when you're struggling, that gives you an opportunity. I see it as an opportunity to release something that you've been holding on to for a long time. So when you understand that, you not only move through the difficult situation much more quickly, but on the other side of it is so much freedom. So when you get to that place and you can really start to appreciate and be grateful for those difficult situations, you're unstoppable, I think. And you know, be grateful for everything, but in particular, I find just being grateful for what's not working, what's not going well, what feels uncomfortable is a real power move.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I'm so glad you brought that into the mix here today, because those experiences in your life that might have been the most uncomfortable, those are also the most powerful medicine. Like, yeah, they're the biggest teachers for you too.
Yeah.
Robert, I'm interested to hear what you're going to say about gratitude and prosperity, and also tell us a little bit about your shamanic background and your path.
Yeah, I went on a spiritual journey for 7 years, trying to figure out what I was really meant to be doing, and I actually promised myself I'd never come back until I had found the answers to those three essential questions: who am I? What am I doing here? And where am I going when I leave the body? And I help entrepreneurs and business owners do the same. They bring them back into alignment with their higher self and help them create the stress-free success that we all deserve. So when it comes to prosperity, oh my God, I could tell you so much about it, but I just want to say something really, really basic, which really pertains to my life, because I lost my, and it has everything to do with prosperity, but I lost my father, my mother, my child, my sister, you know, from one moment to the next, you know, they were just gone. So I don't even take life for granted anymore. So every day that I wake up, you know, I express my gratitude that I still have this wonderful, you know, day to be with my family, and to really embody that prosperous, joyous life of being here alive right now in this moment. Yeah, and so the more I feel alive, well, certainly you raise your frequency for everything else, you know.
I love it. I love it. Yes, the more you feel alive and
of
the more you
greater
actually
success, more profit and connection.
Yeah. Sorry, Robert, I interrupted you there. I think there's a lag in time, but yeah, the more you feel alive, you just really expand in gratitude because everything is alive. And then you start connecting with everything else that's alive. It's so fun. It's so fun. Trisha, tell us your gratitude prosperity story and a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah, so as far as gratitude goes, I think it's, for me, act as if the wish is fulfilled, right? I'm a huge Neville Goddard fan. I'm reading a book right now called The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity, and it's acting as if those things have already happened, so that way you are grateful for them. And it's like even thinking about like meditation, prayer, and whenever you're praying or meditating, whatever you call it, it is whenever you can be grateful for what is going to happen, what feels like it's going to happen, then those things will come to you much faster. So that is how I turn gratitude into prosperity. And I do my gratitude every day. And a couple of those are always as like for grateful for my beautiful home and my family and the things that I have, but they're also in advance as well. And so I think when you can be thankful for that, it turns into prosperity much faster. And I mean, the things that I'm doing, I am doing a lot as always. I'm creating a database for coaches to be able to really connect people. So their summits are filled, their retreats are filled. Everybody knows who they are. And we have our own community of beautiful people, beautiful like-minded people like Jennifer's put together here. And so there's just so many different ways, but I definitely connect with me if anybody wants to be a part of the community.
Nice, nice. So grateful for just sitting here listening to everybody right now. I woke up, or before I get out of bed, I say my gratitudes too. And one of them was I'm grateful for everyone coming on the live stream today. And I'm grateful for knowing Kirsten. We've met over, 5 years ago, I think. And she lets me stay in her house when I come to Loveland. And I mean, I'm so grateful for her when I travel to where she is. Tell us about the power move of prosperity and gratitude. And you were telling us something before we came live, Kirsten.
Oh, yeah. Well, what I was doing this morning, I do these writing sessions where I literally get out of my own way and allow the downloads to come. And so I just sat with that question: how does gratitude support prosperity? And if we had time, I might read you what I wrote, but I won't do that. I won't subject you to that. But it was just such an amazing experience that in and of itself turned, up the gratitude meter. And, I'm going to rephrase what you say about it's a power move. It's an excellence habit move, right? Because that's what we're being called for, is to be excellent at the game changing of creating the new world we want to create. And that's who I work with. I work with high level CEOs and leaders who are the game changers in creating the more beautiful world that we want to create. And I'm also the CEO of Regenerate Studio, where we're specifically focusing on the folks that are creating regenerative living options, how we live and thrive on Earth. And so some of the things that came through, I'm going to become a little bit more technical with this. Everyone feels gratitude. When you're really in the feeling and the frequency, yesterday's live was all about the frequency, right? Well, gratitude is a very, very specific frequency. And what is so cool about gratitude? It is in the apothecary of frequencies. It's a master hormone. It's like an adaptogen of the frequency world. Or when I did my environmental studies minor down in California many, many years ago, I remember one thing that stuck out was water is a universal solvent. You can basically put almost anything into water and it'll dissolve. Well, gratitude in the frequency world acts the same way. So what is it? You bring the frequency of gratitude in your body. It releases, first of all the good feeling hormones, endorphins, dopamine, all the things you want to feel. It releases those. And then it acts like almost like a rotor-rooter to entrenched beliefs, resistances, blockages, it literally goes in and dissolves those. So that's why it's an excellence habit move or a power move for prosperity. Because when you think about, so much, one of the things that showed up in the writing is there is so much gunk that has been put around prosperity, wealth, richness, all those words. Oh my goodness, when you feel into those, and you can sit with each one of them and just feel how much emotional junk has been attached to them. And it can be unworthiness and victim and judgment and lack and insecurity and confusion. I mean, the list goes on and on of what has been attached to what I'm calling pure prosperity. Gratitude goes in and helps dissolve all of that so that you can access pure prosperity, which is multifaceted, multidimensional. It's prismatic. There's so many facets to prosperity that goes way beyond just financial prosperity, but that's part of it, right?
Kirsten, you're everyone is being blessed with this amazing teaching that you're channeling and bringing through us. You're not channeling, you know it. It's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Imagine just going after this live stream and doing a little bit of writing like Kirsten did already, and releasing, letting gratitude dissolve all those scarcity programs and embodying more prosperity. Brenda Lees, tell us a little bit about you and how gratitude and prosperity mix in your world.
Hey, I'm excited to be here, and I'm grateful to be here, right? For me, the way I love to practice gratitude, it's connected to the Abraham Hicks 17-second rule. And I don't know if you're familiar with it, but if you're able and capable of holding a thought and a frequency for 17 seconds, then that frequency expands, right? So the way I play my gratitude game early in the morning is as soon as I open my eyes, I am looking at everything that is around me just to start to bring that 17 seconds up. So more of the same actually starts to experience in my reality realm. And then I go deeper. So the easiest, because I'm just waking up, right? I'm grateful for the air. I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful for all the things that are around me. And then I begin to take it to the day. I'm grateful for the people I'm connecting today. I'm grateful for the experiences I'm going to have today that are going to expand me, and so on. So it's about being, because we all have experienced gratitude frequency in our lives, tapping into what's familiar and then being able to expand it. It's the trick for me. And for those that don't know me, that are watching me for the first time, I'm an embodiment and energetics coach. And my clients love to call me the mind whisperer, because I help them speak to their mind in a way that it's beyond what consciously we're able to do so. So that's me in a nutshell. And I help women mainly, but I do help some men too, go from stuckness into wealth in their business.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Lauren's also a co-collaborator with me on the Modern Day High Priestess book, and she lives in this really powerful spot, Mount Shasta, and every time I talk to her on Zoom, I get tuned into where she lives and where she's coming from. Share a little bit about you and how gratitude and prosperity are part of your life.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for having us all here and putting this together. I love, Kirsten, I love what you said, and I wanted to piggyback on that with the frequency part, because that's so powerful. I was going to refer to gratitude is like this frequency. When you think about David Hawkins and the levels of consciousness, gratitude is one of the highest ones. You went so in depth on that, and I didn't know that. So I hope everyone took some nuggets out of that. That was so beautiful. What I have experienced firsthand is it's hard to it is a habit. You have to like train yourself into being grateful, to raising your frequency. When there's a bunch of chaos going around us in everyday life, we need those kinds of frequency anchor points to really like ground us back into what's real and what's true. And I think it connects to prosperity in a way that prosperity is limited by your ability to take in life. And if you have trained yourself to have higher levels of frequency, then you have a greater expansion to welcome life, because money is energy, prosperity is energy. And if we're bundled up, if we're contracted and worried in some of the lower frequencies, we have no ability to truly energetically receive. So prosperity, not just money, but all things in life. And it's really just our ability to hold that paradigm that it's truly like life that's trying to work around us. A little bit about myself. I've been in the healing arts as an energy medicine practitioner, shamanic, polarity therapy, alphabiotics, a few different modalities for about 20 years, always kind of finding my next thing that I want to practice. And I've turned that into a coaching practice. And then now I've applied all of my teachings into running a retreat company and helping clients run retreats, plan their retreats. I host my own around the world, and we like to go to sacred sites. I'm here in Mount Shasta, the mountains right there. So I'm helping move the transmission here. Yeah, exactly. And I love working with sacred site energy too, because it does so much to the etheric body and the energetic body that you can't explain. You can, but like, and you can't fully know until you experience it. And it does so much more for our personal evolution than years of therapy or years of coaching or years of like consciously trying to do it. So I do encourage people to work with land energy and Mother Gaia, but that's me. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. I love what we're bringing together. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of like the energy that's streaming in from all over the world. Like Robert's in Italy or Netherlands right now. I think he's in Italy and or the Netherlands. It doesn't matter. I'm going to unmute you. But we're coming in from all over the world, and we're bringing this frequency of gratitude into a higher conversation. And then that's sparking it in you, and you can bring it into your life today. I mean, it's Saturday today. It's a little bit more easygoing day of the week, and you can really, go to those places in nature and land like Lauren was just saying, and tap into the healing power that's there that works faster. It's go by the water. It does the whole things really fast, like really fast. I want to just mention also, coming into the summit, by pressing the button and registering for the Activate Your Prosperous Life Summit, you're going to get access to these wise people right in your inbox. Their full interview is going to come streaming into your inbox. You're going to be able to click on it when you have time during the day and listen to it, watch it, go deeper with it, and then connect with them. They have free gifts in those emails that are coming to you that, support you with everything that we're talking about: transformation, prosperity, transforming those old programs of scarcity, and really up-leveling and stepping into this prosperity frequency in January in 2026, the year that we can change it. You can also come into the VIP Prosperity Pass as well, where you can amplify and go from just watching and learning and to implementing and being supported and coached in 3 Zoom rooms. And there's some more bonuses as well once you go into that landing page that I can tell you all about. There's a video of me explaining it. So consider becoming a VIP as well and going deeper and really pressing the launch pad on your prosperity this year. I'm going to go around the room again. Linda, your talk is all about breaking free from the imposter syndrome. So how can gratitude help someone break through imposter syndrome and reclaim their worth?
Well, one of the things that comes to mind as you ask that question is very often people, many people believe, even if they are outwardly successful, that they are somehow not good enough, or they feel like an imposter. Any minute people are going to find out I don't really know what I'm doing. I find that often people will say to me, well, I've been keeping a gratitude journal for years. I write down things I'm grateful for, but nothing is changing. one of the things we've talked about here today is frequency. And it's important to feel that frequency, to connect with the essence of gratitude so that you are connected to that frequency. So it's not about writing a list down. It's not about, I'm grateful for my house, I'm grateful for my car, I'm grateful for my family. You can write, that's just like writing a list. But maybe one way to try and get into the frequency of it perhaps could be, well, what would my life be like without this? And then step into a real energy of appreciation. My goodness, yes, I have this, I've created this, I have this abundance in my life already. So it's not just about writing a list of things you're grateful for. It's about connecting with that frequency. And I think that's a big part of why people feel, well, there's something wrong with me, or I'm not good enough, because I am writing down all these things I'm grateful for, and yet nothing is happening for me. So I think if you can think of it in terms of frequency, that will really help to shift things for people.
That's such a good tip. That's such a good tip. And also, you don't always see your own blind spots, and that's why you need people like us as well to help you know why you're not tapping into that frequency, because you've been trying it and it hasn't been working. Come talk to us. Come get a different perspective. Robert, your talk, The Hidden Energy Trap. How does gratitude help us get out of the hidden energy traps that keep us from prosperity?
Well, you'll be surprised. I mean, yeah, I work with a lot of people that are financially prosperous, but they can't enjoy it, and they're running up against exhaustion, have sleepless nights. They actually believe at some level that they failed. They don't know what to do because they haven't tried anything other than thriving under pressure, right? So the first step, and it's a very simple one, be grateful for the near burnout you're facing or full-blown burnout, because it's stopping you in your tracks. And if you wouldn't, and if you'd continue down that path, you'd end up in a coffin. And I've literally had to say this to some people. A world-renowned heart surgeon. The guy, I don't know how he was still alive. And like, you better be grateful that you're sitting in front of me right now, because you keep going down the line. And I was really open about this. I said, within 3 months, you're going to end up in a coffin. And he got really flustered and screamed at me, well, what do you think? Every decision I make has to do with life and death. I said, yeah, well, and what are you doing with that emotion, with the fear and the responsibility you feel you have over the people that you either save their lives or risk failing if you didn't? But it's not being a failure. Start being gentle with yourself and start praising yourself. Gratitude for the gift that God gave you. That's where it starts. The healing starts right there. To start small increment steps of gratitude for everything that's happening in their lives.
It is. It's like magic. It's like magic. Small little steps. And you,
He sold
if
his
you don't
clinic,
see the result right
by the
away,
way.
if you don't see the result right away, don't give up. People sometimes give up. Oh, it doesn't work. And then they don't try again. You have to practice everything.
Oh, yeah.
When you want to install new frequencies. They don't just come overnight because you said, oh, I'm in the prosperity frequency. You got to do that every day, 4 times a day. You got to line up with it. Trisha, what did your soul come here for? Turning divine purpose into prosperous reality is your talk title. What role does gratitude play in aligning you with your divine purpose? For the audience.
Yeah, well, I think when ideas come in, mine are typically divine ideas in the middle of the night. And when these ideas come in, you can literally look at them as your future self, right? They are this imagination working as to who you could become. And I got an idea 3 years ago to create an inner child healing experience in virtual reality. I was like, okay, this is super weird, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to figure out what this means. And I think whenever you can see that as your future self, And when you have gratitude for those messages, you're able to just be able to, again, right, live as if the wish is fulfilled. Because like you said, don't just do it once. It might take 100 times. It might take 1,000 times, but it's the compound effect of every single gratitude that you do that is going to eventually create this beautiful, amazing life of your dreams.
I love it. I love it. Yes, I love those messages too. It's like that being grateful for having intuition, for accessing your intuition, for using your intuition and not ignoring it, right? Like then your intuition and you develop even a bigger relationship together. And the more you tap into the messages, the more messages come to you that keep you on the path to prosperity too. If that's your focus, like it is this month for us. Kirsten, Thriving on the Frontier of Change is your talk title. How does gratitude help us thrive when we're navigating uncertainty and change?
Yeah. Well, we're working with what we're calling the 3 DNA strands of what it means to be a game changer in this time, right? I said yesterday, we're at a crossroads of the human story and we get to choose. And to be a game changer means we have to up-level who we are, and stabilizing our inner world is actually one of the DNA strands of the capability of creating a sustainable, prosperous future. Right. And so one of the things about gratitude in the regenerative field is there is a tendency to go into what we're calling the cult of gloom and doom. Right. The things are challenging. Everything's going to hell in a handbasket, climate change, ecosystem loss, species dying, all of that. There's a lot of that. Gratitude is the antidote to that. And when you come into gratitude, you come into the present moment. Now you can open up to the possibility and the field of probability and the field of possibility of what the future could look like, and gratitude for the prosperity that is there, gratitude for who we can choose to become and who we are right now in this moment. So it's really about stabilizing that inner world so we can actually function at the most optimal, thriving, prosperous self that we are.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad that you're referring back to previous live streams, because I want to remind you, you can go back to the previous live streams that are in these threads. Like they're all posted in 4 of my different streams. Every one of us is streaming to our audiences. Go back and watch some of these other streams, because we're building on themes. We're building on themes, and we're going deeper and deeper every live stream. And there's a different combination of speakers here that you'll get connected with too. It's really so much fun. Oh, so grateful. Brenda Lees, I love your talk title. You're saying all the right things. So why isn't money responding? What energetic shift does gratitude offer when someone feels stuck or unseen by money when they're trying everything?
So it's funny because every word we say holds a frequency. And on top of that, there is that feeling that we get when we say the words, right? So a lot of the times we're not saying the right words, because when we speak into something that we desire, right? You may be saying the words other people are saying. For them, that's fine, but for you, they might not. So we a lot of the times speak to the word of our desires. And if there's something internally that doesn't feel safe, you're going to block that word. And then your feeling, your feelings, your emotions are going to come up, and they're going to block whatever it is that you're trying to create. So I believe that gratitude, because of its higher frequency, if you use the words correct in a way that help you embody that frequency, then you can also use other types of words and other types of commands to actually start to shape your reality. So I'm all about quantum commands and about like ordering things to the quantum field, and the way we speak actually connects directly to the way we feel. So let's talk more in a way that our body embraces it, accepts it, so we can embody it.
I love it. I love it. And it's hard to do by yourself. It's hard to do. You might not notice what you're saying. You might not notice. And you need other people around you, like your coach or mentor or guide, to point out. Because I was talking to somebody the other day and they were saying, I'm trying to make it happen. I'm trying to make it happen. Well, that's a command that closes
I'm
things
trying.
up.
I'm trying.
It close. Well, trying and make and force. Like those are different energies. And you don't notice it when you're like you're freaking out and you're worried and you're anxious and all that kind of stuff, and you're in your own little bubble. But when you come work with one of these people, like in the room here, any one of us, you are helped, you're supported, you're guided into the frequencies that really support you with moving towards the desire that you have. Lauren, your talk is sustainable soul care for conscious leaders. What's the connection between gratitude, soul care, and sustainable success?
Yeah. For the practice that I've been working with, both for myself and what we lead with our key retreat box, is that gratitude, presence, a few other key things that we drop you into, is a pattern interrupt to this dysregulated nervous system. It's kind of a hot topic these days. Everyone's talking about nervous system, what that means, it's in a blanket way. It's everything that everyone's been talking about here, but really it's our capacity to maintain a certain level of peace, groundedness. There's such a drastic difference between when you feel overstimulated, anxious, worried, all of these lower frequency things and emotions, when it's really just an energetic baseline that we need to consciously interrupt and repair. And everything is possible once you become balanced and once you become centered in this like natural flow, like I was saying earlier, of life. So the practice of gratitude is a pattern interrupt to even because some of my previous work has been in like brain balance. And so when we get into high beta, high anxiety, like your brain actually physiologically gets stuck there. So the gratitude is a practice to reprogram the neural pathways to be in this balanced state. And I think it's the key to leadership and the key to really showing up in the world as your true authentic self, because you're not stuck in your brain or your mind or all these excessive emotions. You're just centered and truly authentic to who you are as a soul. We are, spiritual beings having a human experience, and coming from that, we can keep ourselves balanced and tend to our soul much better.
Yeah. And I just also want to mention before we sign off here that every one of these speakers is when you sign up for the summit, you're going to get their interview to your inbox, but on the same day as their interview, you're going to get access to a free gift that they're giving away. And these are really high value free gifts that are going to help you with everything that we're already talking about. Stepping into the frequency of prosperity, practicing with it. Their gifts are giving you tools to implement. So you can just press on the button and download it. But I encourage you, press on the button, register for the summit, watch their interviews, download their gifts, do what they're recommending, because those are the things that actually move you forward into this prosperous world, prosperous life, prosperous, the things actually happening that you're inviting into your life that you might be trying to make happen. Just, shifting the perspective a bit so that you're doing the actions that actually bring them to you. Because trying to make things happen doesn't work. I've tried it many times, many times. We all have. We've tried to make things happen. We're expert. We've mastered that one. It doesn't work. And we've all had to work with people like us, and some of us work with each other to really come out of that old pattern of thought. or of action. It doesn't work. I'm so grateful for everyone who tuned in today and everyone who's watching the replay. Put a hashtag replay in the comments. Share this post with your friends. Tag somebody you know who should be coming to the summit, who is really looking to activate their prosperous life in 2026. We'd love to have them in the summit with us. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you again on Monday for live streams.
Bye.